The training was very much tailored to me as an individual. Everyone's different, everyone's experiences are different, and one of the key things, whether you think you're a natural driver or not, those skills, if you are a natural driver, are all, they may be there, but they need to be brought out in you, and that can only happen through training. What Ivan and his team did was to assess on a few simple laps at the circuit, the exact level which I was at, and from there was to prescribe a set of theoretical principles, all building up layer by layer to actually help you get more comfortable behind the wheel. And as your confidence started to build through, the lap time started to decrease, the confidence of what you did in the car was starting to increase, and it was just a whole synergy of different elements that came together. What the training did for me was to open up my mind to actually want more and more. The first training session did exactly what I wanted it to do. It gave me a really good understanding of the theory, especially the spin situation, understanding the principles or more in-depth principles of oversteer, understeer, braking, trail braking, all of these concepts which you've heard of, but they didn't really mean anything other than just layman's terms of trying to explain how things were. All of those theoretical principles were put into practice, so that increased my awareness of safety and confidence, and overall just more enjoyment of having a performance car. The reason why it's important to me to have total car control is very simple. Cars aren't cheap, insurance gets more expensive, but more importantly it's when you hear about the casualties that happen through a lack of training. And there's got to be ultimate respect given to a performance car, and unless you have your wits about you and know exactly what's going on behind the wheel, you're in control of a fairly dangerous piece of equipment. And to me, safety and confidence were the two most important and critical factors of getting involved with total car control. So the training style at Total Car Control is very much unique. It's almost like the chameleon of trailing. The reason why I say that is Ivan and his team have got a great ability to listen and watch what you're about. So the whole training package evolves itself around Total Car Control listening, more importantly, to what my requirements were, and from there building up on a number of skill sets, very theoretical based, because that's my style of learning, so Ivan picked up on that straight away. Once he understood that, he put things in a very theoretical perspective for me, made me understand of how the car behaves, and from there onwards he actually layered different skill sets on the theory to actually build it up into practical driving over the space of the day. And that's pretty much, for me, the most ideal form of training. By having a one-to-one session, that the instructor actually got to know you, and vice versa, you got to know the instructor. And in my case, sitting with Ivan in the car for the last 4 sessions that we've had, he's got an amazing ability to actually remember, and I'm sure this is the same with all the other drivers in Total Car Control, but they have an amazing ability to remember exactly what your level was, what your skill sets were on the previous sessions, and build through. And that, in my view, can only be achieved by having this one-to-one relationship with the instructor. So the relevance of the hill route at Millbrook was that it resembled A roads, and directly comparing that to the experience of going on a track day and a racetrack was that a racetrack does not resemble day-to-day driving. And that's where the proving ground actually made a huge difference on just the feel of how the training developed. The notes that we get at the end of the training session are amazing, in a nutshell. The reason why they're amazing is that they're very detailed and very specific and catered around your individual training session. And because of that, what I tend to find is that before I come on to the next sessions, I actually cast through my notes, and even though everything is there subconsciously, it helps again, just refresh your memory on all the trainings learnt of past, and helps you just build up and get back to the level that you were on the last course. What makes Total Car Control unique is the bespoke training, is the choice of venue and the instructors. Each and every instructor at Total Car Control is totally catered and geared up to provide you and to provide to provide me exactly what I was looking for. What was amazing was the buzz that you get. I mean, we left from that day, I mean, even now thinking about it, I'm grinning, it's just reflecting back in my mind's eye, all the things that we did. So I've been fortunate enough to go on many track days. I've been on Jonathan Palmer days, I've been ice rallying in Italy, I've done Formula 3 days, and with each one of these corporate hospitality days, they're more of a driving experience as opposed to driver training, and there's a big difference between the two. With Total Car Control, because it was a bespoke, tailored package, what we realised was that there was a whole training session catered around my needs, my car, and that just meant a whole different level of dynamics on how you actually react with a car in comparison to going on, your average track day. TCC provide, for me, the best service, the best insight into, how performance driving should be. The characteristics of all the trainers at Total Car Control were, in one word, professional. Absolutely professional. Professional in their conduct, in the way how they interacted with me, professional in the way how they drove the cars, and everyone had a sense of humour. It was just an informal, professional environment, and it was one of those where you're forthcoming, you want to ask questions, you want to understand more, and you leave the day being friends with the instructor, and I don't think you can ask for anything more.